So you know that feeling when you're up super late working on your YouTube video, scripting and editing, and eyes burning from staring at the screen, and you finally hit upload on a video you think is pretty awesome? Then what do? If you're like most of us, you basically just hope for the best, right? I call it the upload and pray strategy. You make your video, you throw it out there, and then you refresh your analytics like a million times, hoping something magical happens with the views. It's kind of funny when you think about it. We put all this effort into making these videos, and then our whole strategy is basically just crossing our fingers that YouTube somehow decides to show it to people. Like, please YouTube algorithm, please notice me. And that moment when you check your views after a day or maybe even 30 minutes after it launches, and it's just sad. It got only 100 views or sometimes even fewer. Meanwhile, some random video of a cat doing literally nothing has 8 million views. And you're sitting there like, seriously? My editing took 12 hours and that went viral? I'm not trying to be a buzzkill, but this whole upload and pray strategy is pretty much the least effective strategy ever. And this is coming from someone who uploaded more than 200 videos with this strategy. It does work in some way, I'm not gonna lie, but out of 200 of those videos I produced, only 3 videos got over 100,000 views. The rest of them, around 1,000 views on average. In a way, it's like playing the lottery with your content. Sure, sometimes people win the lottery, but that's not really a solid plan, don't you agree? So in this video, I want to chat about why this approach that most of us default to just doesn't cut it anymore, what you should really care about on YouTube, and some way more reliable ways to grow without begging for a miracle every time you upload. Okay, first, if you're running a YouTube channel as a hobby, then you probably don't need any strategies at all because views, subscribers, revenue, they don't matter to you. All that matters to you is fun. So this video isn't for you. But if you're concerned in one of those aspects, then you're one of those creators who gets their time frame wrong. These are the types of creators who go, why didn't my video blow up yesterday? Or why am I not seeing growth after 2 weeks? But that's not how successful YouTube channels think. What I recommend is a 90 days strategy. Not 30 days, not 60 days, 90 days. Why? Because it gives you enough time to actually see patterns and make meaningful adjustments for your channel. Here's the thing, you're gonna start by figuring out what you actually want to achieve in those 90 days and be specific. Is it views you're after? Is it subscribers? Or maybe revenue? If it's views you want, you need to get a bit sneaky and check out your competitors. What topics are absolutely crushing it for them? What's their highest viewed content? This gives you a roadmap of what might actually work in your niche. I know it is cool to cover things no one else covers, but considering how competitive YouTube has become and how bad YouTube is at searching for videos we want to search for, you're more likely to be reinventing the wheel. However, if views aren't your goal, but subscribers are, then you need to look inward. Check your own videos and see which ones convert viewers to subscribers the best. Maybe it's your how-to content, maybe it's your storytelling videos. Whatever it is, double down on that format. And if it's revenue you're chasing, which I personally recommend, then you might want to think beyond AdSense. There are sponsorships, affiliate marketing, merchandise, memberships, the list goes on and on. Your 90-day plan should include exploring at least one of this new revenue stream. The beauty of the 90-day approach is that it forces you to be strategic instead of just reactive, which is how you should run a YouTube channel. Okay, so we've established that upload and pray doesn't work, but uploading often does work. It sounds contradictory, but it is actually not, and this can be considered as part of your content calendar strategy. When you upload regularly, you're not just throwing content into the void hoping for a miracle. You're actually running experiments and testing what you can and cannot do, because each video is teaching you something, giving you experience, and helping you improve little by little. So here's what you can do. Pick a schedule you can actually stick to, but be realistic. If you're just starting out, maybe that's uploading once a month or maybe once every 2 weeks. If you can manage once a week, that's great. The key is consistency. Choose a day, make it your upload day, then make it happen no matter what. Put it in your calendar, set reminders, make it an important task that you must do. And if you aren't good at following a timetable and need a constant reminder, then you can consider getting a Hearty Bay digital calendar, who is our sponsor for today. Hearty Bay is a digital calendar that allows you to plan better and keep yours and your family calendar on track. It is an all-in-one smart display that allows you to stay organized using a calendar, keeping chores intact. Well, I have no chores, as you can see, because I'm just too good at completing my chores. There's also a meals tab if you want to keep track of a healthy diet. I don't have one because I'm not that picky when it comes to food, so mine is empty. There's even a to-do list for ad hoc tasks. Great for those of you who love a good checklist or reminder. I do use this because I love seeing how much I've done as a way to comfort myself. Having a calendar like that for display works great. It may seem like an overkill, but the fact that I have to see the tasks I need to do just makes me feel bad about myself, and it makes me want to hold myself accountable. There's also an app for this where you can add more devices to the digital calendar, which allows all shared devices to have access to your digital calendar. The app comes with all the functions you see on the digital calendar. So if I want to add in an event, for example, I can simply fill up the event details, hit confirm, and it syncs up to my digital calendar almost instantly. Or perhaps everyone in the family wants to share photos of recent family outings. You can easily select those photos, send it to the digital calendar, and it magically appears. Then you can use them as a slideshow, and it turns from a digital calendar into a digital photo frame. Pretty cool. If you're interested in getting one, do check out the referral link in my description where you can get 10% off your order. Now, even with a great digital calendar, you will still fail if you focus only on consistency and not on improvement. What I suggest is with each video, try to level up just one thing. Maybe this week you improve your lighting. Next week you work on a better thumbnail. The week after, focus on your camera presence. These tiny improvements might not seem like much after a month, but do this for 6 months and you'll look back at your first video and be blown away by how far you have come. And honestly, having a content calendar isn't just about organization. It's about holding yourself accountable. It's way too easy to say, I'll upload when inspiration strikes, which, let's be honest here, it probably happens once in a blue moon. Alright, so we've talked about when to upload, but now let's talk about what to upload, also known as your content planning strategy. Because blindly throwing out random content and hoping something sticks is going to cause burnout eventually. Let's break down the whole content creation process. You've got 4 major phases: research, scripting, recording, and editing. For research, you need to look at what's working for other YouTube channels, what YouTube styles gets click in your niche, what titles are grabbing attention, what topics are hot right now. Set aside some time to plan the next 4 to 5 weeks of content so you're not scrambling for ideas at the last minute. And when it comes to scripting, you've got 2 options. Do you write everything word for word or just jot down bullet points? If you use a teleprompter, word for word scripts work great, but writing the script might take forever. Bullet points are faster, but require you to be comfortable freestyling on camera. Choose what works for your style, not what some guru tells you is best. For recording, think about your setup. If you're using a teleprompter with a word-for-word script, you might spend less time recording, but more time setting up to get things right, especially if your location changes in every video. If you're going with bullet points, you might need to do more takes to get it right, such as your delivery, your tone, your jokes. Also, consider if you need B-roll footage on top of your main A-roll footage. That takes recording time as well. Then finally, editing is where most creators lose their minds and hair. The general consensus is most would associate quality with highly edited videos with tons of cuts, graphics, and effects, but it takes a lot of time. However, a highly edited video isn't automatically a high quality video. A simple video packed with value can outperform a flashy video with no substance. So you need to find the balance here and make full use of your time. Now, I may have made it sound complicated, but in the end, it is all about understanding what consumes most of your time, and you can best utilize your time so that you can come up with a better plan. If you're planning to upload once a week, maybe your schedule can be research and planning on Mondays, scripting on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, recording on Thursdays, and editing on Fridays or Saturdays. At this point, you can see why trying to upload daily can absolutely backfire. Okay, this last strategy is probably my favorite because it focuses on actual growth, not just temporary wins. And I call this the building blocks strategy. Most creators measure progress by views and subscribers, but true channel growth is more complex than that. I like to think of it as laying down building blocks, and there are 4 main types of blocks: views, subscribers, revenue, and a bonus block. Views block is tricky to use as your primary metric because they're honestly pretty unpredictable. They depend heavily on the algorithm, what's trending, and timing, things you can't fully control. So while views are nice, but they are not the most reliable building block. Subscribers block is a better indicator of how well you're connecting with your audience. This mostly comes down to your engagement and relatability, basically your storytelling skills. You can't force people to subscribe, but you can track your view to subscriber conversion rate. If 5% of your viewers are hitting subscribe, then your presentation and relatability for that video are probably on point. And from there, you can analyze that video and try to replicate that style of success. The third block, revenue block, is actually the easiest to measure if you're monetized. The formula here is simple. Views times video quantity times eCPM equals how much money you are going to make. So if you want more money, upload more quality videos or focus on topics with higher eCPMs like finance, for example. I don't worry too much about views because it isn't something I can control. However, if you're good at identifying trends and creating content that gets impressions from YouTube, then the views variable can drive up your revenue significantly. And then there's what I call bonus blocks. These are opportunities that come from diversifying beyond just your YouTube channel. These are other potential revenue streams like sponsorships, affiliates, deals, opportunities from other social platforms, courses, merch, or even starting side businesses based on your expertise. Most creators focus so much on YouTube metrics that they forget about these potentially massive bonus blocks that are probably the keys to your financial freedom. So those are the strategies I want to share today. Now, most creators default to the upload and pray approach because, let's face it, it's the easiest and most comfortable path. But content creators are leaving so much on the table by doing this. The biggest issue with upload and pray is that it's all about chasing views and subscribers. It's basically just focusing on getting attention. And while attention feels good, it doesn't pay the bills by itself. You know what I mean? Attention alone doesn't sustain your channel long term. If that's all you're focused on, your channel will probably die before you even realize what's happening. It's like building a house without a foundation. It looks great for a minute until the whole thing collapses. Sure, getting a bunch of views feels amazing. That dopamine hit when the numbers go up is real. I get it. But that rush comes at the expense of your most precious asset, your time. And time is something none of us can get back. So if you're serious about YouTube, it's time to move beyond upload and pray. Start thinking in 90-day blocks. Create a content calendar you can stick to. Develop a sustainable process. And focus on building those 4 types of blocks. Because honestly, the creators who approach YouTube with strategy and patience are the ones still making videos and money years from now, while the upload and pray crowd burnt out 6 months ago. At the end of the day, it's your channel and it's your choice. But if you're putting in all this work anyway, then I think your hard work deserves to have something to show for it.